Hi, how are you? I'm Zita, your guiding luminary. Thank you for joining my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm a life coach and I use oracle cards, crystals, and also my intuition as well as traditional coaching practices and modalities to help my clients overcome issues in their lives or stumbling blocks to help them move forward. And today I was divinely guided to do this oracle reading for you. And there was a message. Although the intention was with one card to come out, I shuffled before recording and three jumped at the same time. So today what I'm doing is I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle card deck, and it's by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel. This is very beautiful, soft, feminine kind of deck, but it works really well. So I meditated thinking that there might be a message for us today. I think we're all going through very turbulent and challenging times where we're questioning a lot of things and people are beginning to bug us a bit. Everything's bothering us. We want to go back to normal, but no one really wants to go back to the way things used to be, and no one seems to understand or is conscious or is aware of 100% where we're going to go next. And a lot of us are in a new space and place and vibration where it's very different from where we used to be, and we're having a difficult time trying to navigate moving forward. So I was inspired to pull out this deck and do this reading, so here we go. We'll start with the left, and this crystal here is the red jasper, and it corresponds pretty much with our root chakra. So that is the base chakra, so it represents the foundation, and you find the root chakra at the very bottom of your spine, and this is represented by our foundation in life, our family, our values, from where we begin, and our nurturing environment as children. So it seems with this first card, it says boundaries, where you need to establish better boundaries. So you might be experiencing a time where there are people coming around asking you to give them a lot. So here's this individual, and you can see this beam of light going through this individual or this entity, this being, and this person is being overwhelmed right now. I think you, like me and many others, are perhaps bombarded with all kinds of messages or all kinds of people coming in making demands on us. Perhaps you're a parent or a single parent, you have children, you work full time, and kids are coming after you and they need information. Mom, dad, I need this. You got elderly parents, everybody's asking you to do something. Or perhaps you're at school and there's too much homework and the teachers are just bombarding you with all kinds of things for you to deliver on the same day. All your exams are in the same week, so you're kind of overwhelmed. You might be at work and you've gotten all these projects have gotten too much for you, and you're not getting the people working with you. So you've got all these demands coming to you, and you're being asked to be very careful that you need to prioritize where your boundaries are and what you're able to do, what you cannot do. So if you grew up in a household where you did not have healthy boundaries, perhaps your parents made you do things that you didn't enjoy. Perhaps your parents expected you to be the parent and you weren't mature enough to understand the responsibilities for some of the decisions you ended up making for the family because your parent was not well at that time or didn't have the maturity, the mental capacity to make that decision, and they leaned on you. Perhaps one of your parents died when you were very young, so you had to assume the role of being the mother because you were the oldest girl in the family, or you had to be the father because the father abandoned you, or he died, or he was gone, your parents divorced, so you had to assume that role and responsibility. So you're used to, or people are used to expecting more from you because you've done more than the average person may have done in their lifetime or at that point in time in your life. So you have not had the time to perhaps to sit back and say, whoa, this doesn't belong to me. This decision is not mine to be made. Why is my father asking me to make this decision? Why is my sister wanting me to make this decision? Why is this my responsibility at work? My boss should be doing this. Or why is my teacher asking me to do this research for her or him when they should be doing this? So think back and see, is there a moment in time in your life where you were expected to do things that were not your responsibility? And if this is true, if this resonates with you, chances are you've had a hard time setting boundaries because you were so bombarded with so much responsibility and roles that were not yours because you were not at the appropriate age or the appropriate maturity, yet life dumped this stuff on you, or people learned or decided to make it your responsibility. So you have a very weakened boundary system. And as such, you're having perhaps a hard time saying no to the right people and yes to the wrong people, or vice versa. You're not in a good space. So you end up taking on other people's karma, you take on other people's problems that are not yours. Perhaps you see something in a friend and they keep coming to you and say, well, you can do this for me, you know more. And it's not easy to say, well, maybe I may know more or may have experienced this before, but this is your lesson to learn. So now we're learning that perhaps we were doing too much for others. We have to learn to set boundaries. And if you can see this individual, she's got her hands, or here, got their hands sticking out saying, no, no more. This isn't mine. You have to make the decision. You go out and find your way. So there's stars, you can see in the cosmos here. There's energy circulating, not negative or dark energy, but you need to be able to say, this doesn't belong to me. This is not for me. You go ahead, because you can see these hands grabbing at your energy, at your soul source. So I put the red jasper here for you to help ground you a little bit better, so that you can have that solid foundation, so you can stand up for yourself, so you can love yourself more, you can appreciate yourself more, and rest assured that just because you say yes or no to the person, it's your decision and you do it with confidence and awareness, and not because you want to be liked or you feel like you're going to lose a friend because you don't do something for them, or you're not the favorite child because your mother asked you to do something and you said no, so you're no longer in her list of top child in the family. So be very careful that when, if a boss comes to see you and asks you to do something for somebody else because they're too busy, that you know how to rebound properly with very healthy boundaries, and tell your boss, well, yes, Paul may be busy, but that's really his position or his job to do it. I have a plate full of things to do too, because if you don't say no, you may end up working late, whereas Paul goes home early because he has to go home. So you got to make sure you take on what is yours and gently rebuff what's not yours, and send it back to the universe, send it back to the people who are trying to crowd you with their roles and their responsibilities and their karma. So the next card, surprisingly, that popped out, it says to wait, to say no. By saying no, many people feel this will create chaos. It's going to create an argument, that there's going to be friction. There, you can see there's a storm brewing. There's this path going towards the storm, and then the light is lit up with all this energy exploding. So perhaps someone has been pushing your buttons. Perhaps your boss has been expecting too much from you, and or a parent or a sibling or even your child just bugging you and wanting you to do something for them, to go out and play when you had other things to do, or wanting you to do their homework. And or at school, your teachers are giving you too much homework and you've got to go to work, you got things to do, and you're just really not in the best place. And all of a sudden, instead of speaking up for yourself, you let people keep giving you things and more, and all of a sudden you're just going to explode. So the word no here, it's in capital letters as well. Let's see if you can see that. It's a big no. So if you're looking to make a decision, or if you're expecting people to come give you things, you need to know when to say no. Because if you don't say no now, you're the one who's going to be hurting themselves, and you're going to pay the price because you are going to explode. And that's not any better, because you've just probably disturbed your own energy system, your own energy field. Your vibrations are not being good to you. Or perhaps someone's asking you to do something and you don't want to do it, you're not ready. So what you could say no is a gentle no. So a big N and a little O. and you say, listen, I'm not ready to do that yet. Don't pressure me. I don't have an answer. I don't feel good about this. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you on this. When I'm ready, I'll help you. Because in doing that, you're going to be able to respect your boundaries. You're going to be able to respect who you are, what you're prepared to give, what you're prepared to take on. Because if you don't, you will become this little tornado. You'll become this little storm that's not going to be any healthier for you. So what I did do is I got my tiger's eye crystal for you. And if you can actually see in this crystal, you kind of see two tones. And it's almost like a struggle between a yes or a no. So you have to understand when to say yes and when to say no. And sometimes the crystal lines, they blur. Sometimes, it doesn't have to be a yes or a no. It could be a maybe. There's nothing wrong with saying maybe. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. If you look at this card, there isn't a storm brewing everywhere. It's just off on the horizon. If you look over here, there's a moonlit path. Part of it's dark, the other part's clear. So when you're in the dark, you're not sure where you're going. But if you go down the clear side of the path, you might be able to see, but you're better prepared. And this is when you can say, maybe, I'm not ready. Because as you go down this way, you have the light and you can see what's going to happen if you make that decision, or if you don't make the decision in the right way, or you make a premature decision without getting all the information you need to make your best decision. So there's nothing wrong in saying no, because a no with a big N-O means no, but a big N and a little O can also represent a maybe, not right now, I'm not ready to make that decision, and or no, it's not for me to make that decision, and send it back to the universe. And the final card that came with this pack is the Trust Your Path. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this card. The colors are absolutely vibrant. You see this person walking in their true paradise. They're beautiful colors, and by making sure you respect yourself, you set your boundaries, you say yes or no when you should or shouldn't do it, you are enlightened with a new perspective and a new route as to where you're going. Your pathway is much more colorful, much more joyous. The universe has all these beautiful, blissful color. There's a lot of emerald green that looks like it's reflecting some water sources as well. And you can see this person walking towards this gateway. And if you know your way, and if you're comfortable in your route, you are going and make your decision. Remember, you see this road is not straight. It zigzags, literally. So you almost have to kind of sidestep and make your route. But as you can see, this person, as they had continued their walk, continued their path, it seemed to have gotten wider and calmer because they made the right decisions. They respected themselves. They said yes when they wanted to and it felt right. And they probably said no when they didn't feel it was right for them. And they will go through, they're clearing up the steps into a new chapter and a new voyage and a new opportunity for them that lies beyond this gateway. So what I would encourage you to do with the amethyst crystal, if you have it, is also to put that on your third eye so it can give you the clarity you need to make the right decision at the right time, that your confidence is going to be where it is. So by building a strong foundation, setting proper boundaries, you will love yourself more. You will care about yourself. You're going to care about your decisions. You're going to know when to say no. You're going to know when to say yes. You're going to be able to say maybe, or I'll get back to you. And the confidence is going to be there. The tiger's eye is going to support you in your sacral chakra to give you the courage to say no, because it's not easy. Because you might have a parent who's a bully, or a life partner who can bully you, or even your children can be bullying you, as can your friends or your boss. And it's happened to me where I've had bosses that are very demanding and they are outright bullies and even maybe narcissists. So you need to find the courage to be able to stand up for your rights. Even if you do want to work as a team, sometimes it's better just to say, no, I can't do that. I have this, this, and this. I can't do it for today at 5 o'clock, but maybe you can deliver it for another time. Work as a team with people. with your family or your partners in your business and see if there's an opportunity to work together. Build a strong boundary system around you. Don't be surprised though if you lose friends or loved ones who are not impressed by your desire to say no, because they've been used to you saying yes to all their demands. And when they say yes and they expect you to say yes, they're disappointed and shocked when you stand up to them, and they don't know what to do. And because they vibrate a certain place, they expect you to vibrate there as well. And since you're no longer vibrating with them, they don't connect with you in the same way. Because when they look at you, they don't see themselves in you anymore. They can't see themselves controlling you the way they may have been controlling you before, because you allowed them. You have allowed these people to control you, maybe to manipulate you, because you wanted to be liked, you wanted your boss to like you, you wanted to be the teacher's pet, you wanted your parents to like you because you came from a big family, so you wanted to be noticed. You could have been the middle child. You may have been a people pleaser. So by setting up your healthy boundaries from the beginning, it gives you the right to say yes or no when you're comfortable making those decisions on your time, on your dime, in a healthy and high vibration way, so that you feel good, so you don't have this internal storm around you, so you walk down this lighter path, not on the darker side, so you can see the storm brewing. You can say no before it reaches you, so that you can go on your journey in this life, attaining your goals. Yes, they may go sideways, at least it's in a clear perspective. You have your crystals that give you visibility, clarity, and your connection with the divine. So I hope this resonated with you. Please like and subscribe to my channel to help it grow. It's relatively new. If you like some coaching sessions, or if you like a personal oracle card reading, feel free to reach out to me. It'd be my pleasure to connect with you. And thank you for joining me today. With love and light, have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.